room time. And this fireplace has been haunting so many of you who have been watching for months now. But it is time for everything in this room to change. Because I knew I would always be pulling this particle board back up, and if possible, I really wanted to reuse it. There was no need to get new product in when I had this product that was laid not that long ago. And because I had a vision and an end in mind of what I wanted to happen in this space, I didn't glue these boards down. They were simply screwed down, so Team Ferris can come on in, remove the screws, cut off a ton to lever those boards up, and then they will get to see the amazing original boards. Well, the floorboards don't look that bad, but... Regan, what's the stress? Tell me what's happened.
Oh, the floor?
Yeah.
The floor's stuffed. It's going to be completely redone.
What's your story, Josh? What do you think about the floor?
We'll just have to rework it.
Completely stuffed and
We'll have
stuff.
to move the joists so they're closer together. And until we get these current joists out of the way, we'll just have to see what we can fix out by once we get on.
And are you all going to be wearing wetsuit shoes tomorrow?
I'll bring a small one out.
And now it's over to the Ferris building team to lay the giant LVLs to get this floor down. There seems to be a whole world of head shaking talking about these walls.
So this is going to be just a cut
It's
opening
more
and
better
then
up.
just pile something on the outside for now, because we're obviously not building out there right yet.
No.
No, so this, yeah, so we'll put our big doors in here.
Yep.
There's going to be a big opening for a big period of time before we put the big doors in.
So we'll just, I'm thinking we'll build our 70-45 wall on the inside here, all the way to the underside of the roof. That'll help support it all, and we can cut that out. And then I'm thinking building a 90-45 frame with a head.
Yep. Maybe if we actually do that before you put any frame up there, we cut out, we get the opening size.
So it needs to be 2 metre opening size.
Yep.
By 26-50 high opening size.
Yeah.
First step, wall sheeting down. Second step, lining of the ceiling down. Oops, it wasn't all meant to come down that way, but it did. Not everything goes to plan in a reno. Wow, yesterday was such a huge day with lining of walls coming down, lining of ceiling coming down, and the amount of dirt and coal dust and debris and rodents and carcasses that we found. It was just too much. Today is going to be just as big because the big doors we've been talking about need a big opening. First step, trying to remove this window as safely as possible, and then bring out the quick cut. There was a wall, there is no longer a wall. I left here yesterday to go to the rose farm and Regan was on a big quick cut and there was water and there was dust and there was noise and now there's no wall.
Now, Findlay, I think you're turning up in the right time, like a typical sort of boss lady that walks in and goes, everything's done.
Does it look like it's done?
Well, the demolition part, yes.
Well, no, this isn't called being a boss lady. This is called knowing skill level. I literally looked yesterday and went, I'm actually out. And this is something I talk to people about all the time. Like, I'm never going to get onto a quick cut and cut out an external part of the wall.
Look, it is physically challenging using those quick cut saws at a height and holding it above you.
On a ladder?
Yeah, there's about 30 kilos of quick cut saw that you've got to hold up, but it's constant. And remember, those blades, they actually make the machine move left and right.
Now it appears there's a whole world of conversation about these very big doors that are part of my grand design. But after a lot of chat, it appears that the team are ready to get cracking. This is a pretty tight and now really dark space that I've gotten rid of that window. And today we have so many trades on site. All of the infrastructure is now inside these walls, and it's time for the boys from Hunter Lining Projects to come back and install the Super Check. Now there's probably a few of you wondering, what is the difference between Gyprock and Super Check? So obviously Super Check goes on our walls just like Gyprock does. However, I've chosen to put Super Check in here for a few key reasons. Now the first, which you heard me mention weeks and weeks ago, is the acoustic quality. Super Check has great sound dampening properties, so it reduces the amount of noise that gets transmitted from one room to the next. And given that this space may be a space where we hold meetings, where we have drinks, or even hold small events, I want to make sure that the sound transfer into the front offices and the design studio is as small as possible. And my second huge reason for using this is its durability. So Super Check is 3 times tougher, which means from a durability and an impact resistance, it is absolutely perfect for someone like me. We've just gyprocked and set this room. I cannot ignore anymore that I need to deal with this fireplace. And I have a few options, right?
You do.
I can ignore it, I can paint it, I can put a wooden box inside it and fill it with candles, or, as he yawns, I could put a fireplace in it, funnily enough. But there's a pile of stuff that I need to know about fireplaces, and I have an amazing product that I'm really keen to put in, but I don't know whether this old beauty can actually take it. Putting a fireplace back into here would be amazing. Cozy lounges and armchairs and feet up and my computer, because I'd be working naturally, and maybe a glass of wine. But there's a whole world of code and restrictions around fireplaces, of which is way above my pay grade. So I've got Josh over here today to check out a pile of things about this fireplace. Now that the fireplace is sorted, it is time to move on to the much talked about super sized doors. We created the opening, we've had it framed up and blocked up, and it is ready for the doors to arrive. So in come these gorgeous, massive, custom-made doors from Hume. They sit at around 1 metre wide and approximately 2,700 mil high. So they are very big, and there is a method to my madness, which you will understand once you get to see what will eventually be behind those doors. I imagine like seats either side and the skirt running around the front of the seats.
Right.
And then I imagine huge, large format tiles flanking the back of the seats either side of the fireplace. and then wall sconces so it looks like it's somewhere you'd sit and have a sherry or a port, and then bookshelves to have hanging plants and books that you read while you're drinking your port, and then the shelves will finish at picture rail, and then up and over the top of the chimney, the little sort of beautiful Tribeca white brick tiles.
Rightio. Sounds like a plan.
Bench seats either side of the fireplace were purely to increase the seating capacity. It's not a large living space by modern standards, and I wanted to get as much room as possible to get bottoms on seats. Oh yeah, it is time to start talking about the chimney, and it is in total disrepair. I have concerns about order of all this. Because there's so many different trades involved in that.
I render over the tiles because they're that old and they might fall out.
Over the brick.
Over the brick.
Yeah.
Over the brick, sorry, not the tiles.
So we'll seal them,
Yep.
render them, and then tile on top of it.
Yep. And are we just going to repaint the old timber?
Yeah, I think I'm going
Mantle?
to keep the mantle. I think I'm going to try and, love it up, and I think for me that's probably one of the most damaged parts, a bit like bedroom 2. So I want to see if we can make it shine like we made bedroom 2 shine. The gorgeous in-trim skirting boards, door trims, and picture rails and chair rails are going to continue into this space as well. It's one of the great ways that you can actually provide continuity and a really cohesive design to a space is to continue the same moldings throughout. Similar to in spaces 1 and 2, so the front 2 rooms, these were adhered to the walls with an adhesive as well as some little nails. And it's now time to install the crown jewels into this room with hunter lining projects, all men on deck, because these guys are not only heavy, but they are truly an artesian art to hang. So if you're ever wanting to hang some real plaster cornices, make sure you check with your gyprockers before you do so, because it's not something that everyone wants to tackle. But I must admit, these guys have embraced it as bread and butter. Now, if I talk about the cornices as the crowns for the queen of this room, I'm not sure what to call the ceiling rose. Maybe it could be the diamond at the top. Now with this ceiling rose, I have gone super simple in its profile. I've wanted to make it as timeless as possible, not too embellished, but a way to echo the recurring lines that are in the cornices and to give it just a really simplistic, classy look. I could not be more excited about the large format tiles that are coming in, and I really wanted to show you the many ways that you can use tiles in your living spaces. Now these are from Beaumont Tiles, their slab tile range, and they are a gloss in a white onyx finish. And I am crushing on the soft light greys and the organic pattern that is in here. Need to be cut down to fit the height, and one full slab is going to be placed in the center at either side of the fireplace, and then a little thin slither either side that once we've put in a matching grout you are not going to see. One side done, now for the other side. So I've got Dan from Newy Paint Crew in, and man, he makes it look easy, doesn't he? But I tell you what, he has been taping, gapping and spray painting for a really long time. So I'm gonna leave him to it. Want to see what happens next? Click through to Carrington House Part 2. Thanks for watching this episode of my 1880s house restoration. If you'd like to know more about Carrington House, see other rooms we've done or will be doing, check out the products that we've used, our trade and supplier team, as well as get all the behind the scenes footage and all the specifications, colours and finishes I've chosen for every space, then head on over to my website, naomifindlay.com/Carrington House, and everything you need will be right there.